Hey YouTube, channel MST here, bringing you a deck profile. Right now we're going to be going over the second place deck, Dragonsworn or Dragonsworn. In Europe, there was a Dragon Twilight deck, which was very similar to this deck, and it actually won in Toulouse, France. So if you want to check out that, the coverage is actually online. They have all the deck lists on there because for some reason Konami does better coverage in Europe, whereas we have to use YouTube to do the deck lists. I don't know why, but that's how it is. So I'm going to go over the deck list really quickly and then go over a quick deck discussion. Okay, so to start off, we have one BLS, one Trooper, one Chaos Sorcerer, one Dad, one Dark Flare, two Eclipse Wyverns, two Valors, one Aaron, one Gores, one Honest, one Jane, one JD, three Light Pulsars, one Lumina, three Lila, two Tomato, one Puddle, one Plague, three Red Eyes Darkest Metal Dragons, two Raikou, one Sangan, and one Trag. For the spells, we have one Allure, one Charge, one Dark Hole, one Future Fusion, one Heavy, one Reborn, three Solar Recharge, and for the traps, one Treacherous Trap Hole. For the side deck, we have one Valor, three Electric Virus, one Gemini Imps, two Golds, two Maxi, one Trag, three MST, and two Decree. Then for the extra, we have one Five-Headed Dragon, one Catastrophe, one Ancient Fairy Dragon, one Arcanite, one Armory Arm, one Black Rose, one Brio, one Iron Chain, one Scrap Dragon, one Stardust, and one Void Ogre Dragon. And then we have one Leviair, one Leviathan, one Utopia, and one Zenmains. Okay, now moving on to the deck discussion, I'll talk about it in reverse order. So we got the 3-star Exceeds here for, I'm assuming, Lumina with, stuff like that, Sangan, and Card Trooper. I don't really understand the Exceeds that much. I guess maybe Monster Reborn with their opponents rank level 3s, and then you combine it with yours. So I could see that being the case. The Synchros I kind of understand. I mean, the Void Ogre Dragon's the only one that's kind of new, but that one's pretty interesting because the Dark Tuner is obviously, Plague. So that works there with all the 6 stars we have going on, or 5-star I guess. Well, the 6 stars we got going on here and here. So that's the Void Ogre Dragon because it is a 8-star monster here. And it's got a great effect, especially when you go out. So that's pretty good there. One Stardust, one Scrap for Plague and 6 stars. One Iron Chain for Plague and 4, or something in a 5 like Dark Flare and a Valor. One Brio, just another 6. One Rose and Arcanite for Valor with Chaos Sorcerer. Another Black Rose for just level 7. One Armory Arm for Valor with all the level 3s. And then the Ancient Fairy Dragon is another level 7, and then Catastrophe as a staple level 5 when you run Valor. And the 5-headed for the Future Fusion. And then moving on, we have the 2 Decrees for Trap Heavy decks. And then the 3 MST for some more spell and trap removal. And then the second Trag. I think he said he put this in against, I think it was Dino Rabbit maybe. And I think that might have been it. Yeah, I think so. I think maybe Hero Beat 2 is what he could have put against. And then Maxis for the wind-up matchup. And then Golds and Gemini Imps. There's probably another reason why we didn't see Dark Golds top that much is because there's a lot of hate towards them from when they topped the 100th YCS. So here's an example of that hate. And then Electric Virus for take control of your opponent's Logia or Dalka to remove a material, I guess, from the Logia, or from the Dalka, but to take control of their actual Logia and then go off. And then the third Valor. And then the deck itself, one trap card, so he decided to go with Treacherous Trap Hole, which is a very good card, destroying 2 monsters, because I think on a few of his matches, an example of this would be when they attack with Stratos and Neos, or they go into something else. This is very good against that. You don't really expect when it's coming, so it's hard to play around it. It's probably a really good trap just to have it one. And then Slow Recharge for the Lightsworns, and then some staples here: Allure for draw power and Future Fusion to get your combos off. And then Plague for milling and Puddle for to get all these effects going pretty much. He was gonna run Tour Guide, he said, if he had the money, but he ran Mystic Tomato over Tour Guide. And I don't know, I think Tomato actually would have played better than Tour Guide, just because you can bring out, Tour Guide only could have bring out, Sangan. And depending on, what do you want to do, I mean, that could have been better. But I think, in my personal opinion, I think Tomato actually fits better in the deck, because right now there isn't that much face-down destruction. And a lot of people think they're going to attack into a face-down Reaper, so they're ready with their Lance or whatever to get rid of it. So when they attack a Tomato, you can go into Tomato, pull out another Tomato, or you can pull out Puddle or Plague or Sangan. I think in one of his matches he pulled out Puddle, and I don't know what he had in the graveyard at the time, but I mean he's got an array of cards that would go with this. And so being able to have 2 tomatoes, it gives you basically like 3 puddles. So that's really good there. And then 3 Lila and 2 Raikas for spot removal, spell and trap, and this one's just anything, and for good milling. And then the 3 Light Pulsars and the Red Eyes were basically the deck itself. I mean, this is the core of the deck. You get this out, and then you can just sit there pretty much. So it's pretty good there. And then 1 JD, just not too many Lightsworn, so 1's not too bad. It's not too overkill either. And then Honest for all the light targets, and then Jane. And then 2 equipped Wyverns to do first effect and everything like that. And then 2 Veilers. He didn't main the Maxi because he'd said that the only deck it really worked against was windups, and so a lot of it was just like, this is going to be a dead card, so he wanted to have the Veilers just for that, and also this gives him access to all the synchros. So running that was actually very good in that way. And the rest of it's kind of self-explanatory. I mean, 1 Dark Flare, so for that, just for a 1 of, and then 1 Soldier and 1 Chaos Source for more removal of the graveyard, for more control, I guess. Yep. And that's the deck and deck discussion. ChannelMST signing off.